and we're going to focus today on our integrated product offering. I just want to say, too, we want this to kind of be an interactive session, so feel free to post any questions in the chat. And I'll start with introductions. My name's Harry McCullum. I'm president of Hatsoft, and joining me here today is Mark Taccolini, our founder and CTO of Hatsoft, as well as Dave Hellier. He is our VP of Business Development. And then we also have Jeff Nepper from Canary Labs, Executive Director of Business Development. And also, we didn't put his picture up there, but Philip will be joining us. He is one of our senior application engineers. He's going to be helping us out with the demonstration today. And I just wanted to kick us off here just by saying, you know, why are we doing this partnership? Well, really, our customers are looking for better and easier ways to historize time series data for the basis of their analytics and reporting applications. So it's great news that we announce today this product offering with the integrated Canary Historian, and this is going to be available from Hatsoft as a, you know, kind of included with Hatsoft, beginning with our 9.2 release in October. We're including the core historian with FrameworX and FactoryStudio and all of our product offerings. And users and systems integrator partners will get an included 500 tags, and then you'll have paid options to basically scale up from there to an unlimited historian. So the combination of FrameworX and FactoryStudio really gives our users the best of both worlds. The combination of our real-time data platform with the robust historical data platform. And basically, you can access all this data with all of the FrameworX FactoryStudio tools, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. And I wanted to kind of just turn it over to Mark for some initial comments.
Well, thank you, Harry. I'd just like to share, I'm really excited on the way we did that integration, because we put the Canary engine as exactly our native historian, and not as a replacement for our SQL, but being able to work side by side in the same projects, but with the exactly same level of integration as our native. It means all trend charts, annotations, .NET script and analytics that work with the tags automatically accessing their archives. We work when we are running in top of Canary. So you have right away all the benefits. And on the other way around also, the Canary users, because it's native, very deep integration, will access all our framework as it was part of Canary System. So I'm very excited not only about doing that, but how we did that with maximum performance and easy to use integration. With that, I give the word to Jeff.
Hey, thanks, Mark. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. From the Canary side, I can't even begin to explain how excited we are for this partnership. Over and over again, we get requests about, well, can I do a little bit of control with this data in Canary? Well, yes, you can. And the way that Hatsoft has integrated Canary's historian into their product offering is the easiest, most simplistic thing you're ever going to use. And you know how I feel if you've listened to me before, the ability to give away 500 tag historians and not increase the cost of a Hatsoft solution in doing it, I think that's a win for everybody. So we're really excited Now I know there's a lot of Canary users on this call that might not be familiar with Hatsoft. So I think it would be a great time. Dave Hellier, can you give us a bit of an overview on really what is Hatsoft and frame that solution for those that aren't familiar with it?
Absolutely. Thanks, Jeff. So our platform, FrameworX, is resulting from decades of experience, and it's used for creating industrial applications across many different industries like chemical, food and beverage, oil, gas, water, wastewater, transportation, OEMs, and so many more. Our customers vary from very small to very large, and we have a proven track record with our comprehensive, fully integrated platform of helping create solutions for all of them that exactly met their needs. So some of those customers are companies that you most likely recognize that are using us in very different ways. Hang on. Okay. So whether it's migrating data from the field, just grabbing the data and moving it to a central location, if it's, monitoring rail, monitoring production, extraction of oils out of food, out of corn and beans and things like that, all sorts of different applications available using our tools. So let's see, here we go. So what are some of those tools? Well, FrameworX is our complete unlimited solution. FrameworX refers to the technologies that enable products like FactoryStudio, which is our full enterprise level system. FrameworX Unlimited refers to FactoryStudio in an unlimited way, unlimited in terms of the amount of I/O, the number of simultaneous development engineers, the number of runtime clients, completely unlimited. Our Edge HMI is our machine level operator interface software, smaller in capacity and with a few less of the power user tools for developing applications that come in FactoryStudio, but a very effective HMI package as well. Underneath that, we have our Edge Gateway, and it's got a couple targeted uses. First, it connects to controllers. All our drivers are included in the software. So it connects to the data and it moves it out. Second, it serves as a protocol converter. So if you want to take data from one brand of controller and send it to another, Edge Gateway is a perfect solution for that. So just painting a big picture for you how different applications or how it all ties together. It's all about your data. We connect to a variety of devices, right? Whether they're controllers or other sorts of devices, if there are other systems, we connect to all of them. And what do we do now? We historize that data. With this partnership from Canary, we've got a very strong way of historizing that data, having very quick recall no matter how far back you go for the data and so forth. So aggregating, transforming that data, move it to where you need it. We provide a rich set of tools for developing simple to complex applications to aggregate and transform your real-time and historical data. Visualize it anywhere, anytime, on any device. A complete set of drawing tools, the ability to create your own symbols and components, and all sorts of graphical applications that tie the real-time data and historical data together. And then finally, analyze it. Create your exact analytics using built-in analytical tools and embed your own algorithms to help you analyze and realize business value with real data from the plant floor. So that's just a really brief introduction on who we are and what our platform does. And we've got so much more to tell you. Jeff, why don't you go ahead and take it away and talk a bit more about Canary?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Dave. So Canary as a company, for those that may not be as familiar with it as others, we've been doing just this in the data historian space since 1985. We work with small customers, medium customers, and large enterprise accounts alike. And to date, we have over 19,000 different installations of the Canary Historian spread across the world. We've worked really hard to develop a great partner network. Currently has more than 100 certified partners in it, and that's more than 3,000 men and women around the globe that are able to deploy our solutions. And we're supporting all of these users based out of 3 different regions. So anyone in North America or South America will get support out of our corporate office in the United States. And we also support Africa, Europe, and parts of the Middle East from our Johannesburg partners, and Asia from our Kuala Lumpur partnership. You'll hear people reference the Canary System, and the Canary System is really just a series of .NET Windows services. You could kind of think of them as modules, and they work together to be able to offer a out-of-the-box complete solution. It's all pre-configured so that you can stand up a Canary server and launch the Canary System in just a couple of hours. The Canary System targets multiple data sources, a variety of hardware, OPC servers, MQTT brokers, other systems, so that you can log data and store it in the Canary Historian. Additionally, within the Canary System, there's a series of client tools like Axiom or our Excel add-in that helps you visualize that data, trending, dashboards, automated reporting, as well as a way to simplify data connectivity to feed other third-party clients the data that's inside of the Canary Historian. So the Historian itself, it's our own non-SQL proprietary database. It's been built 100% in-house. It's 30 years of experience of our software developers, feedback from the field, all built in Windows, written in C++. The Historian is really unique. It scales to more than 200 million tags in a single server. The secret behind Canary's success is all about our lossless data compression. That means that when you're logging data, those data values will stay in the Canary Historian for as long as you want them to be there. Never interpolated, no swing door compression algorithms, no trimming of the data. When it comes into the Historian, you can have full confidence that it'll be in the Historian for years to come. Performance is the exact same the day you stand up the solution as it will be 10 years later. No matter how large the volume grows, the performance to both write and to read that data remains the same, and it is fast. I'm really excited about the way that this partnership has been integrated. More on that to come, but you are going to get extreme performance to be able to write and read data. Over 1.5 million updates per second to write it, almost 3 million updates per second to read it, and that is a continuous number. So let's talk a little bit about the actual benefits of this partnership. The Canary Historian, the best and most popular modules or pieces of the Canary System. That's our ability to write data to the Historian over the .NET API, our store and forward with our sender and receiver, the Canary Historian itself, and our view service, which allows you to read data out of the Historian, again, using that .NET API. That is included now, starting with version 9.2 in every FrameworX or FactoryStudio installation. Best of all, we are doing that for free with 500 historic tags. That means that your cost of a FactoryStudio or a FrameworX solution does not increase to pick up this technology. On top of that, you're also going to be able to build asset models inside of Canary and duplicate any type of effort that you've done inside of FrameworX or FactoryStudio as far as grouping your tags into assets. And not only are we logging data into Canary, but we're using that exact same .NET API technology to be able to feed data that's been logged into Canary right back into Hatsoft using the native controls in Hatsoft. So your trending tools in Hatsoft are going to get all of that Canary history available to them. And from the end user experience, it's going to feel like Canary is just a native historian, like it's been there all along. And it's all about that integration. As I've mentioned, the way that we're integrating is the key here. So we are connecting at the .NET level with Hatsoft. So you're feeding .NET API out to log, and you're reading .NET API back in out of the view service to the Canary Historian. It's literally one-click configuration, and you're going to get the best of the performance and the security because of that .NET API. Dave, can you talk a little bit more about the architectures? Oh, we might have lost Dave. Dave, if you're there, check your mute. There we go.
Okay, thanks a lot. So one of the beauties of this is we can vary your architecture, right? It doesn't just have to be one way of doing it. So whether you've got Hatsoft, you've got FrameworX and Canary on the same computer, or if they're split off to separate computers, everything still works together, just as if it were one. It's one system. So it becomes very easy, very secure, very flexible, and allows you to optimize your configuration for best performance. But we had a good question as we were pulling things together. Does that mean I can't use SQL? As Mark pointed out, no, both SQL and Canary are supported simultaneously. So use Canary to optimize your time series data, but also incorporate from SQL or Oracle or other databases data that is event-driven or that you've got stored in other places. So it's completely open. We're not taking anything away, and we're just enhancing greatly what we have to offer as a product. So some of those things, some of those drivers that are that are embedded in the software that come with it at no additional charge are listed here. There's actually more here. Nearly 70 protocols come with the package, and the vast majority of them are free. There's a few that there are licensing fees for as well, but everything you see here is included in the software and available for you to use simultaneously if you'd like to, by the way. So leverage your data. You're getting all the data, the time series data. You're getting everything from all your other data sources. So how do you leverage that in your application? You transform it, visualize it, analyze it. Well, all the graphical capabilities are built into the product and come with it. SQL, working with SQL, the ability to create your own symbols, strong security if you want to incorporate Active Directory or LDAP, or apply security to manage who sees what, can change what, can do what within your application. All that isn't built into it. Reporting is part of the platform, has been since day one. So we've got some pretty good reporting tools that you can use to build out reports as you need. MQTT is included both as a broker, as a client, as a Sparkplug B client in the software at no additional charge. It's everything about that is included, and getting some great feedback from people that already have been using our MQTT tools. All the device drivers, scripting, we include C#, VB.NET. We can bring in Python. If you're developing for HTML5, you've got Java scripting. So it's all the languages that you would need built into the system and are there for you to use. Finally, of course, we have alarming capabilities. We keep an audit trail as your project is continuing to grow that allows you to see what has changed since the last time you published your project. It helps you, provide documentation of your project as it's growing and so forth. So getting back to the Canary, it's really simple. When you're installing the software, there's just a checkbox there that says Canary Historian, and we'll take care of installing everything that you need from right there. And setting it up is very simple. And we're going to show you, Philip is going to join us now. And Philip, if you would, Philip is going to demonstrate for you a project that we have and just show you how easy it is to get everything set up and use. So Philip, you want to take it away?
Screen sharing here, guys. Let me know once you can see my displays. You can see my display. You hear me loud, Dave?
Philip, we don't have your screen yet.
Okay.
But,
Yeah, I see people on the chat saying that they can see that, and people saying that they cannot see that.
Yeah, I think it's starting to come through here, but we're
Yes.
Okay, good. All good here?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I think most part of you guys already been in touch with me over trainings or support calls, and you guys know how honest I am when I have to talk about the product. You know that I always show what I like, what I don't like, and I'm very, very transparent on that situations. What I say about this integration is that I am amazed on how easy it is, to make it work. I'm gonna show here for you guys that when you create a new project, this is a brand new project, I just created this one. You go into the providers tab, that's a brand new tab that we are releasing in this new version. You will have Canary here already pre-configured, okay? But if you want to create a new tag to use Canary and FactoryStudio as a historian, you just need to check this checkbox here that says enable for historian. Once you do that, the Canary will be available for you under historian tables. So if you go to historian, you create a new table, you have here tag provider Canary. Okay, so you have the table name that you select in here. Click an OK button, and your tags will be available to be historized here. Just doing this, selecting the tag, and making sure that you have your Canary table here. And that's it. You are automatically logging data into Canary. Dave would like to continue.
It's that simple. It's literally a click of a button. Absolutely amazing. So, if you're using FactoryStudio or you're using FrameworX with Canary, and you want to add more tags or more things that you're going to be historizing, how do you do that? Right? Well, it's very simple. You just increase your license. Okay. So, and we've married the size of the licenses between Canary and our product together. So the 500 point system comes free with the package, no matter what version. If you're using Edge HMI, you're using Edge Gateway, FactoryStudio frameworks, it's there for you to use straight away. If you're starting off small and you want to increase, then you just pay the difference between what you have and what the price is going forward. So, to go to an unlimited Hatsoft frameworks, is $11,500. That's the price. So you just pay the difference between what you had and the unlimited price. And if you want to also increase the amount of tags that you're logging through Canary, you simply pay the difference between what you have, which is the free 500 point license, and then you go to 1,500, 5,000, 15,000, and then unlimited. If you look at those prices, they're extremely aggressive in the marketplace. Those should be flying off like hotcakes today, right? So making it easy, making it very transparent, making it very affordable. This is how you do it. This is how you increase your capacity for Canary and for FrameworX. Jeff, if you want to talk a little bit more about upgrading to the full Canary system.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
So you might run into a situation where you say, I want to do more than just store data in the Canary Historian. So we've got all of our certified partners that will be able to help you upgrade to the full Canary system, as well as many of you that are used to working with Hatsoft are also used to working with INS out of Chicago. And they are authorized partners with Canary that can walk you through the upgrade process. The Canary system is what you would typically buy from Canary through a partner or through our website. And all of our pricing is there on the site. And I'm excited to announce that any money that you spend with Hatsoft, upgrading tag license to maybe an unlimited system, will be credited to you in the purchase of a full Canary system. So if you decide you want to add Canary's calcs and event server, if you'd like to add Axiom trending, the Excel add-in, or perhaps you want to start logging from additional data sources, other pieces of hardware, and you want to do that through Canary via Hatsoft, instead of via Hatsoft, upgrade to the full Canary system. More on that to come at later times and announcements, but we have thought it through already. And wanted to most importantly just make sure that you understand that if you decide to make that upgrade, any money you've spent will be credited towards you on that. Let's talk just a little bit more about resources to learn more about all of this and how you can do that. If you'd like to learn more and get a more in-depth view of the Canary solution, I'd welcome you to attend our webinar that we host every Thursday. That's at 11 a.m. Eastern time or New York time zone. And we'll drop that link in the chat for you. You can register and attend on any Thursday that's convenient, or after the webinar. If you can't attend it, we will always offer that recording to you. Now, additionally, there's a lot of Canary users on this call that aren't as familiar with Hatsoft as they'd like to be or should be. So we wanted to give you an opportunity as well to learn more about Hatsoft. And Hatsoft has a LinkedIn live event that's occurring on September the 9th, next Thursday. And you can watch that live at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And the link for that is linkedin.com/company/Hatsoft. And we'll make sure that that's included in the chat for you as well. So ultimately, today we've covered the partnership, the business case for it, the cost, the ease of integration, and really rolled out the benefits to the community. So the real big question that I have, Dave, is how do we sign up? How do we get our hands on this? When's it going to be released? And what can those in attendance today do to get their hands on this, maybe pre-release, and get started with it?
Great questions, Jeff. So let me knock those down for you. So everyone that registered for this session here today is going to be receiving more information once the product is released, how you go about getting it, and so forth. The official launch is going to, or the official shipping of the product is going to happen in the first week of October. That's when we're going to start shipping 9.2. So it won't be available in a release form until then. If you're a systems integrator and you have a short-term need, or if you're an end user and you've got a short-term need that needs to be addressed right away, let's talk. Just go ahead and give us a call, get in contact with us. My phone number and my email address are right here for you to jot down. Feel free to call anytime. There are probably several of you here who have taken advantage of that. I appreciate it. But feel free to call anytime you'd like. My phone is always on, and I'm always checking emails. So 779-861-1533 to call me directly, and dave.hellier@hatsoft.com to get in contact by email. Okay. So other things that will be coming in version 9.2. We've been talking about the integrated, the embedded Canary Historian. We have a smart tag provider that's going to be included in there that is going to allow you to reach out to other tag sources that you're connected with, controllers, OPC servers, Canary MQTT, and start using data from those sources without even defining a tag in our system. So you're not using any resources. You're just reaching out to things that are already there and making use of them in your project. Very fast, very efficient, help optimize your development time, things like that. Smart asset modeling is something we've put a lot into with this release. So you'll be able to visualize and manage things as an asset. Look at defining your assets, everything related to an asset, be able to duplicate that, replicate that out throughout many assets, integrate with all of them in an easier way than it has been in the past. So we put a lot into the asset modeling with version 9.2. An MQTT client simulator that's there to help you during development of an application. So if you don't have the connectivity ultimately to the server that you will be connected to, or to the broker you will be connected to, we have a simulator that helps fit that need for you while you're developing your application. So you'll be able to go full speed ahead and then just connect up when the time is right. Hive MQ integration is something that is coming down the road here as well. Stay tuned for more information on that, but it's more of the enterprise class MQTT solution, and we integrate very nicely with that as well. And we'll have more information and probably an announcement on that one as well. We've improved our OPC UA tools. We've gone to a different technology than we were using in the past. It makes things much more fast, much easier, much quicker to get large amounts of data through OPC UA. If that's key to what you're doing, we've made it easier and made it better for you here in 9.2. And finally, the enhanced HTML5 support. We added responsive dashboards in version 9.1. So we continue to add more and more into the HTML5 support, make it a better platform for you, so that no matter what you're developing for, if it's going to be something that's running on any client, on any glass, anywhere, HTML5 is a great solution for that. If you're looking for the high-speed performance and security of a native .NET environment, you can also use our tools to build that. So it's great flexibility. No matter what your ultimate target environment is for, we've got the tools built into our platform now that support all those things. Okay.
That's great. So before we go to question and answers, I'd like to ask Philip to show a little bit more some examples of that integration as you prepare your questions.
Thank you, Mark.
If you can share your screen again, Philip.
Absolutely. Just let me know once you guys are able to see my display.
Yeah, as the display is coming, he's going not to show all the features, but just some examples on how that native integration can leverage in top of the features we have, like annotations, like overlaying alarms, like the integration with the .NET codes. So we have lots to cover on that integration, and that will be the topic of next week LinkedIn live presentation. So today is just some initial highlights.
Okay, the display is loading here, guys.
Yeah, to some
Just let me know.
customers they are, some not yet.
Yeah, I see
For
messages
whatever
saying
reason,
people can
yeah,
see
the
that,
initial
people
load
cannot.
takes a little
Yeah,
time to load.
yeah, for me the same. I see people saying here that they can see, people saying they cannot see yet.
And as it loads, Philip, I will explain a little bit how we
Yeah,
did that.
perfect.
To our users, used to do some story in SQL, and we don't have to go on details of why there is a limitation on that. So what we did, it's our built-in story module is still there, but now you can select some tags to go to any SQL if you still want to use that, and some tags or even data structure. You can do the definition at the asset level. We'll go to Canary. And when you see now, I will give the word to you back, Philip. We can mix different data sources on top of that. So some of those pans can be in Canary, some of those pans can be in SQL, and we can overlay annotations from other database, and you take from here, Philip.
Okay, perfect, Mark. Thank you for the explanation. So as you guys can see, this is an example of things that we can do. I have this application running right now with simulated data being historized into the Canary. So as you can see here, we are historizing data on the fly on Canary just right now, okay, using the configuration that I showed you before. There are some different functionalities like alarming that you guys are already familiar with. As you can see, we can have different functionalities in our trending. We can add different tag groups in here. So I can just change on the fly what are the tags that I want to show real time, or I can stabilize some different timing control in here. We have the capabilities to lock mouse over the trend window and other capabilities that are not present in this presentation today, but most of you guys already saw them. Another
And
display.
a
Go
little
ahead.
to next week, Philip. Next week, I will show in detail how to add annotations on top of that chart. Because
Perfect.
nice feature that we have is the ability to define blocks and events in top of time series data in a very easy way. And that will be the topic of next week LinkedIn presentation.
Yeah, I can show an example, but I will leave the top presentation for Mark. I don't want to step over
leave
your
something for me.
presentation. Yeah. Okay, so I can create like ranges, or I can create annotations in here based on different tags. Okay. I don't want to step on your presentation, Mark. Sorry.
It's
Okay.
okay.
So I can navigate into different displays. For example, this one showing the capability to have traditional graphics in here where you can click and you can see values changing on the fly. As I said, all these values are being historized and coming from Canary. Very interesting. I can navigate through that and change it to high performance graphics on the fly, keep continuing having all the information, all the data coming. Alarm displays that you guys are familiar with, all of this alarm coming from SQL instead of Canary, showing how we can work with both technologies together. And our displays that are our dashboard displays with all the data and all the dashboard capabilities that we have that has been presented on the 9.1, and I'm pretty sure that you guys are already using. Any other thing that you would like to highlight, Mark?
Well, just a remind that because of the native integration, all standard features that we have in the product work right away. For instance, on the displays, we have that ability to do playback. So we have a feature if you want very easily to see how that drawing, how that process diagram was 6 months ago or during one specific event, we have that ability of playback, of to show the graphics using historical data, and all those features, they're working exactly the same way. And you access the data not with calls to Canary, through the asset model, through the tag. So when doing the display or doing some .NET analytics, you request, give me that data from that time frame. You do those requests through the data, not having to worry about its data source. That's it.
Perfect, Mark. Thank you so much. So I think now we guys, we can go to the question and answers.
All right. Well, I'm going to just kick off one that I was asked in the chat. I was asked, Jeff, can we scale the historian and add Axiom as the project grows? And just to make sure I'm crystal clear with everyone, yes. So you do not need to buy a certain tag count of Canary up front when you purchase Hatsoft. At any point, you can come back to Hatsoft and say, I'd like to upgrade from 500 Canary tags to 5,000. And that price point follows that the display that we had earlier, and ranges anywhere up to, I believe it was $10,000 for an unlimited, you're talking 2 million historical tag solution. Great question, John. What is Axiom? Axiom is Canary's trending and dashboarding tool, HTML5. Hop onto the Thursday webinar and you'll get a live demo of it, or you can visit canarylabs.com and see it there.
Can we add our own graphic design in this release? I'm not quite sure what you mean by own graphic design, but we've got graphic tools. We can import things that you've already created elsewhere. So I would say more than likely, absolutely.
And
Okay.
one thing to add, because some of the users here, they don't know us yet. We have a full working model to do your own custom drawings for everything, including, for instance, trend charts, not only dashboards. So this screen Philip was showing, it's not any kind of fixed formats. You can have your completely way to do anything, the menu navigation, the trend charts, the land pages, the process diagrams, the dashboards, everything in our UI interface, you can customize at will. You can use third-party components. You can deploy to .NET, mobile, or HTML5. By the way, that's one reason that was great for us to do that integration. Because for the ones that does not owe us, we are adding a complete industrial real-time framework to develop custom applications. If I want to say in one sentence what FrameworX about, is a platform to create custom real-time applications with full control of the UI, of the data exchange, and on the custom analytics. Yes, we can install inside a Docker. That's a easy one.
On our side, Mark, the historian currently is not available on Docker, so you would need to send that feed to the historian on a different server. Docker support is something that is currently being examined by our dev team, and we're hoping to have some pretty cool announcements in the future about that.
But that's, in fact, a good example of the benefits of the integration. We can run the data collection on the edge devices.
That's right.
And our data collector supports storing forwards supports hot standby, and they can publish that data to a Canary. Even the Canary is another network isolated layer because we have a gateway that can go through network security zones. Oh, I will say that we are definitely HMI to Canary, but way beyond that. It's a platform you can create really advanced IoT 4.0, MES, and Harry or Dave, could you help me here?
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm not familiar with FactoryStudio. We've got to take care of that.
Yeah.
Is this just an
Yeah.
HMI to Canary Historian? Well, like Mark said, it certainly can be, but it's so much. It can be so much beyond that as well. What I'd like, Cliff, is to talk with you about what it is you're looking to achieve, and we can help you make sure you get the right tools and understanding of how we can fit those needs.
Yeah, and also just encourage you to go to our website, and you can learn a little bit more about, some of the feature functionality of our platform. But for sure, reach out to Dave, and you guys have a conversation. I think that'd be great.
Yep.
Yeah, and to clear another question that was the past, yes, those trend charts, those displays was an example of FactoryStudio application running on top of Canary data.
Yep.
Yes, definitely to us.
Is there a light version for running on edge device? Yes, but as Jeff mentioned, the Canary Historian will need Windows at the edge. But for sure, our FactoryStudio, we offer a version that is an edge gateway that allows you to run even without graphics, just as a data collector, and then you can store and forward into the Canary Historian.
It's got store and forward. It's also got scripting capabilities. So if you need to create expressions or complex algorithms on the data that you're moving, you're able to do so.
Or protocol conversion as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Great question. Redundancy within Canary. So if you wanted to log data to two different Canary historians, from the actual logging point, you just name both of those historians. So we create essentially two separate data streams through our sender and receiver service, so that you're sending two different feeds to each box. That way, if for some reason one of the servers is down, the other server is still getting that live stream. It is not a to B replication. It is two independent streams to both servers. So this question I'd already seen. It's an idea of, if I wanted to upgrade to the Canary system to include something like Axiom, how is that handled? As I mentioned earlier, you will receive any monies that you've spent towards a Canary Historian tag license through Hatsoft. So the 500 tag Historian is included, so you haven't spent any money. So the upgrade to the Canary system would start at $4,000. And with that, you pick up an Axiom license, an Excel add-in license, as well as the other components. We will not be offering at this time an a la carte upgrade, meaning you won't be able to just add only Axiom and not the rest of the system. It's something that we could consider down the road and maybe discuss individually, but for simplicity of business model, it's going to be a straight upgrade to the full system. But again, that starts at $4,000 and includes the Axiom license.
There is the built-in features on Canary that Jeff had said, but on top of that, we added our own built-in redundancy. So when you deploy a FactoryStudio project, you can deploy in 2 redundant servers, and we do have the hot standby scenario to switch which server will be the active one, and that hot standby feature can be publishing data to 1 or 2 remote historian from Canary using their own features to secure the data. So the FactoryStudio application itself can be redundant. And also, when you define those tag providers, we have the concept of primary and backup. So we don't need to keep 2 connections live. We have built in our configuration the ability to have a secondary data source to all tag providers we have in the system.
Oh, great question. No, it does not. In fact, we are offering a 50% discount on additional Canary servers when purchased via Hatsoft for this Hatsoft use case. So if you wanted 2 500 tag historians, no charge. If you needed 2 unlimited tag historians, the first one's $10,000, the redundant, $5,000.
The current 9.1, not yet. The 9.2, yes. We do have many applications from other scalers that they put in top of Hatsoft. I'll let Dave talk a little bit more, but right away we can say that you can very easily import the tag database from multi-scalers, from iFix, from InTouch, from Aviva products. We can import all the tag definition, in some cases, even the alarm or IO mapping definition. The graphics, in some cases, would be possible, but most of the case, the graphics, they want to do some improvements. And so much quicker to create the graphics with new tools that typically on the importing process, you migrate automatically the tags, you put some work on the scripts, and typically you redefine the UI. And Dave or Harry, if you want to join on that question also.
No, that's a great answer to the question. I will say that you may not necessarily want to take what you did back in the day and replicate it using today's technologies, because there are much better ways of doing things. So like Mark was saying, things that can be imported from definition files, we do a lot of those things. Graphics and scripting, you probably want to take a step back and look at what you're doing, and there's probably a better way to do those things today than they were when you first put them in.
Yeah, and with all that being said, I would also say is we have some kind of, I will just say kind of not very refined, but we do have some tools if you do have a large application to convert some of the screens and even some of the scripting based on the system.
Mark, would love to talk to you about that. Let's make sure we hook up afterwards.
Okay.
Not you, Mark. Mark, that answers the question.
Okay.
I'll happily talk to you anytime, of course.
Any way to migrate from Pi to Canary? Yeah, absolutely. So we've developed a tool that will allow you to connect to Pi via their API or their SDK and convert existing Pi archives into Canary archives. Happy to talk to you, Richard, offline about that. jnepper@canarylabs.com. I'll drop it in the chat for you. I should also probably plug INS, as I mentioned earlier, which if you're a Hatsoft family member, you're probably used to INS. Very good at doing that.
Okay, next one, also an easy one. The answer is yes, it is compatible with that MQTT version. Not really. About MQTT Broker, first of all, we can work with any broker. Of course, we have an MQTT client that can publish subscribe data in any MQTT broker. But beyond of that, in this release, we did two features. Number one, we added a built-in embedded broker. So you're developing your application, you're doing some tests. We don't need to worry to install some other third parts because we are also supplying a broker within the frameworks. And in addition of that, we have the install and the easy connection to select the Hive MQTT broker to be used as well. And typically what we say, our built-in broker is really more designed to be a testing platform or some edge application. It was not really intended to be a full deployment system of a large scale. And for that, we have that nice technical integration with Hive MQ out of the box, or you can just connect with any broker.
Yeah, let me just comment on that Hive MQ. Also, Mark, with 9.2, we're going to do some product offerings with Hive MQ so that you can buy basically some of their versions right through Hatsoft, and it comes, all the licensing comes integrated and everything. So.
The question on security, the answer is yes. Because the Canary works as our native historian, all the tools that we have to do a connection with Active Directory or LDAP server, or using our built-in historian groups that are FGA approved, you can use all of that to define which user has access to data, which data will be allowed to go to historian, which data will be allowed to be visualized. So essentially, in addition to whatever security tools Canary has inside, that I will allow Jeff comment if he wants to, our full security features will be able to manage that information as well.
Yeah, I think, Mark, that it brings up a great point. There's redundancies here. You technically could open up your Canary admin application and configure individual securities in the view service on top of all this. The beauty, though, of the way this integration has been done is that you likely will never open the Canary admin. Because it's integrated on the .NET level, everything can, for the most part, be done inside of FactoryStudio. It's going to be a rare thing that you need to do anything inside of Canary for this solution.
Well, I'm not sure if I understood the question because the fact the UI is HTML5. It's not a problem because the data servers where we'll be getting the data will be Canary servers running the local computer or remote computer. So when you deploy your HTML5 page, it's fine because the trend charts, the historical data that HTML5 page is showing, we are route the data from the client side to our back end and from that back end to Canary. And what's great about that, it's not using web services. It's using a more advanced TCP/IP protocol and .NET APIs. So not only your HTML pages will working well to show Canary data, but likely at a better performance from whatever previous tool we're using before. And that's it.
Cliff, so as part of our other systems that we've converted, there's always a validity test for reliability, and all of those have come back as being extremely reliable without any type of real concern on data loss. I know there's a few more. There's a question about other Canary clients beside FactoryStudio and Axiom. Let me bring that one up. So this is really ultimately, the answer is yes, there are. A lot of this is always going to depend on architecture. So let's just for a second talk here about an enterprise application, multiple sites, bringing data back to a corporate data center. If this entire application is Hatsoft, there's going to be very few needs to do more than just the Canary Historian under the covers, if you will. But let's talk about another use case. Let's talk about a use case where you've got 20 different sites running 4 different SCADA solutions, and for whatever reason, you're not running Hatsoft at the corporate level. So you don't have a Hatsoft FactoryStudio or FrameworX at level 4. This is where it's really going to be advantageous to have Canary upgraded to the full system, because you're going to be able to feed data from multiple systems into the Canary database and extract that data via our ODBC connector, our ODBC server, our MQTT publisher feed, our JSON over WebSocket. You're essentially adding connectivity at level 4. Now, in my mind, this makes a lot of sense to drop FrameworX at level 4 and continue this integration. But the real focus here is, I think the nature of your question is, yes, there are more clients available. It's a list of 4 or 5. A lot of those aren't necessary if you're staying inside of the Hatsoft ecosystem.
And I'd like to jump to that question, Jeff, to add one thing our client, we put really a unique effort. It works at the .NET API level. Canary has an open web service interface, so certainly you can have many clients accessing the data quite easily, either through ODBC or through their web services. And as it should be, it's an open platform like us. So open is a key word we keep in mind. But we did that .NET API level integration. So even while running a web browser client, behind the scenes, we move the data and do the .NET API call, which allows a better performance on the client side.
So to this question, Mark, .NET is always going to have the more performant solution over web services. I think we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, and same of that question. Of course, you can do that interface from products in Java through web services. But again, the performance in the native .NET is better. Next one.
I think, guys, I don't know how many more questions we can take. I'm going to
we're after 11. We're past an hour. We can certainly take anything that's still pending and shoot out some general answers there.
Yeah,
perfect.
Harry, you want to wrap us up?
Yeah. So hopefully, thanks everyone for joining us, and hopefully we were able to give you a good idea of this joint product offering and a little bit about Hatsoft and FrameworX FactoryStudio, as well as Canary. And, we look forward to taking the next step with some of you guys and educating you a little bit on some more of this, and look for the events we talked about. Canary has ongoing webinars. Here we go. Yeah. Get introduced every Thursday. And then next week for our LinkedIn Live, we'll be focused on this Canary integration and the product offering. And then we'll also be making in short order, we'll be having a webinar announcing and showing you more of our 9.2 release. So that's about it. Any final words from you guys?
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.
And just from Canary's side to the Hatsoft team and the Hatsoft community, thank you for including us. We're really excited to be a partner.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. And we'll talk to everyone soon. So,
bye, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.